Hi everybody, this is Toffee bringing you Chapter 8 of my 4 Kings 100% Growth LTC. This is 4 Kings Prison Break chapter. Most of our army has been captured and imprisoned by Behanzin, and it's up to Walter, Ava, and Zack to break them all out. There are 6 cells or units are spread across, with 5 of them having 3 units each and the last having Lionel. All of our units need to arrive at the escape point to the south, marked by the blinking arrow. The basic clear is the same as the old run, though there are a few optimizations that let us get more staff uses in. On turn 1, we rescue drop Ava forward so that she can reach the right bottom cell on turn 2. Zack equips the Restrainer to set up a kill for Walter. Turn 2 sees us opening our first 2 cells. The left one contains Sean, Bradley, and Zoe, and the right one has Cielo, Ron, and Victor. Zoe will take over from Zack as a door opener for the rest of this map with the unlock staff she bought last map, and Sean will accompany her to clear the enemies out of her way and get the last bit of EXP that he needs. Since Zoe hits C staves last map, she'll trade away her men so Chase can eventually get it and instead switch to spending her spare actions on Barrier. Bradley and Cielo will get some self-improvement in and then provide a taxi service to help carry units. Victor and Ron will help with some rescue dropping and work on the walls of the Swordmaster chamber in the bottom right. Ava needs to dodge one out of the 2 attacks that goes for her on this enemy phase. Walter gets quite a few kills in the early part of this map. We traded the Night Crest to Sean so that he can promote as soon as he hits level 10 and has an action to spare. This Night Crest is part of an optimization to staff usage for this map. Bradley is so underleveled that he gains massive EXP from each kill that he gets. In general, his EXP gain is starting to accelerate as we're slowly knocking out our more crucial EXP targets one by one. More than this map have 50 HP, and the one that Victor is working on can only be attacked from 2 range. Zoe opens the cell to free Chase, Euphan, and Shelby. Euphan and Shelby have one turn where they can help out with the clear before they need to start walking towards the exit point. They can make it to the escape point unassisted if they do this. Euphan is exactly 1 point of speed shot of doubling the Shaman with Dark Light, so he gets to fight him over 2 rounds of combat. That Shaman is a higher level than the knights surrounding him, and Sean doesn't need to kill him for EXP, so we we might as well feed it to Yufin to help him instead. Shelby does need to get hit by this mage in order to give Chase a men target for next turn. Sorry, for this turn. Ava opens the other door to free Lydia, Vin, and Dorian. Vin is gonna take the opportunity that he gets on this map to get some self-improvement in. We want him to be at least at level 7.85 by the end of this map to make sure that he can reach level 10 off of 5 arena uses in the next shopping chapter. Lydia takes the physics staff and immediately starts using it to optimize her EXP gain. On Zalmanite, Sean hits level 10, though he does need to wait an extra action so that he can kill the other Ammonite. This just suggests that Sean got a little more EXP in this run than he strictly needed, and perhaps there could be further optimizations made to the early game, though I don't think there would be any turn saves possible as a result. Chase gained a level up last chapter, which got him to 17 magic. This is important because it means that with the Spark Tome he has 25 attack power, which lets him two-shot this wall. His first round of combat with the wall is from 1 range, so that the longbow archer will not get in Zack's way of getting to the guiding ring chest in the northwest room. This guiding ring is what we're going to use to promote Shelby, and if we hadn't bought the Chapter 5 Master Seal, this would be the first promotion item for mages that we would have. That mercenary is extremely threatening. He has a silver sword and he doubles in 1 rounds Bradley. We resort to chipping him twice and enemy phasing him with the Iron Lance equipped, though obviously with something like a longbow crit we could have just one-shot him. Emblem and Cielo are done with their fighting for this map and now switch over to being taxis. We opened the last 2 chambers that we need to in order to free our remaining units. Now all we need to do is get all of our units to the escape point, so naturally Max and Sally are not going to be doing all that much to help with the clear. Marcy is a mounted unit, so she does get to help with the rescue dropping. Purposefully got Ron hit earlier in this chapter so as to give a physic target to Lydia, though obviously we could have had her heal Walter instead. You'll notice that we just tore down the wall that was guarding us from that very threatening Swordmaster. Thankfully, we timed it for when Lydia would have an extra action to put him to sleep. Thanks, Crash, for making status Dave's perfect accuracy. Those enemies that spawn at the top of the map all have wide curse, meaning that we couldn't gain any EXP from fighting them even if we stuck around to do that. Once again, shoutouts to Marcy's garbage bulk even with 100% growths. We want Marcy to hit 16 strength by chapter 10 for a boss kill, which means she needs to gain 2 more level ups. His EXP doesn't really matter, but this is a kill that's easy for him to get, and Zoe needs to pick him up anyway for the strategy that I'm using. Sean finally promotes. Interestingly enough, for the short term, his combat is debatably better than Chase's because not only does he have similar offensive stats to Chase with access to stronger 1-2 range to boot, but he also has access to physical weaponry. This is more of an advantage than you might think. There are a couple of bosses on Walter route that Sean is actually gonna kill because he's better at doing it than Chase. We rescue chain Lionel to the front so that he can use the trusty wall busting effect of his saber to help tear down the second wall pretty quickly. We want to feed the Swordmaster to Vin, because he doesn't usually get chances to gain EXP. So Ron chips in with the Justice Spike, which is the weapon that is gonna do the most damage since we don't have access to a Sword Reaver that someone like say Walter could use. That extra square Sean gained by promoting allows Chase to hand Zack to him and get a Mendius in. It also allows Sean, without needing Danced, to drop Zack on the zigzag square. This is important because it means that the dance can instead go to Zoe, and this means she can get an extra barrier use in. Cielo hands off Max to Walter, who is the one infantryman who can carry him, and Zoe hands Sally to Zack. Since she already parried Cielo, Zack needed to be dropped on that specific square so that Zoe could actually get the barrier use in. Victor and Lionel can tear this wall down together in just 2 attacks. Though in hindsight, Ron's player phase action on this turn was free, so even if the saber didn't do effective damage to walls, we would have been fine. But first we get some chip damage in with Vin because we can, and the XP is nice. We drop Ava on that specific spot for a reason that will become clear next turn. So that Zack can hand Sally off to her before he steals the secret book. we rescue drop Yufin forward so that Lydia can gain support points with Shelby and Yufin. Both of their C supports with Lydia are gonna be useful for take support gives down the line. With some epic accuracy, Vin kills the Swordmaster and reaches level 7.88, meaning he's good for his EXP benchmark for later. Ron needs to rescue him because the tile Vin ended his turn on is actually 6 tiles away from the escape point, and so he would not be able to make it back on his own steam. At this point, we're just gonna rescue drop our stragglers forward so that all of our units can escape on next turn. This take drop was entirely unnecessary, it just adds extra actions to the next turn. And now all that's left to do is to have all of our units escape. That is chapter 8 in 10 turns. I will see you guys next time.